Hello all, welcome to Embedded Sparks. In today's video, we will be seeing about Arduino programming. In the previous video, we have already seen about the introduction to Arduino and the hardware parts that are being there in the Arduino board. Without any further delay, let's dive into programming. So, we have Arduino programs which are being divided into three main parts: structure, values, and functions. So firstly, structure. It basically has two functions. The setup function is executed once when the program begins and it is used for initialization. Then loop function, which runs continuously in a loop after the setup function completes. This is where the main execution of the program occurs. Then we have values, where we have variables and constants. As the name implies, variables are the containers for storing the data that may change during the program's execution. Example, int LED pin equal to 13. Then we have constants which do not change during the program's execution, which can be declared using the const keyword. So example is const int button pin equal to 2. Both are important. So then we have functions. Functions are basically the block of codes that performs a specific task. So it has function declaration, function definition, and function call. So function declaration, where we have the return type, then function name, and then the parameters. In function definition, we'll be writing the actual code in order to perform some task, and the function call, where we will be calling the function name and we pass the arguments. This function call is usually called in the main function. Then we have various functions that are being inbuilt in Arduino programming to control the Arduino board. So we have a variety of these, in which we will be seeing the important ones and the most frequently used ones. So digital input output functions, where we have pin mode. The M should be in uppercase and the arguments are pin and mode. It is used to configure the pin as input or output. Then we have digital read. Argument is pin. It reads the digital value either high or low from the digital pin, and we can write a digital value to the digital pin using digital write function with the arguments as pin and value. Then we have analog input output functions, where we have analog read and analog write function. It is used to read analog voltage from the analog pin as well as to write an analog value to the analog pin. In analog read, we will be having the analog pin in a 10-bit resolution 0 to 1023, and in analog write, we will be writing to a PWM supporting pin in a 8-bit resolution 0 to 255. We may wonder what resolution is and what PWM is. We will be seeing PWM later in the upcoming videos. First, let's see what ADC resolution is. It is the smallest incremental voltage that can be recognized which cause change in the digital output. Basically, it is the number of bits output by the ADC. So ADC, which converts analog signal to a 12-bit digital value, has resolution of 12 bits. Similarly, here we have 10 and 8-bit resolutions, where we'll be having the range of 0 to 2 power n minus 1, where n is the number of bits. Then we have time functions like delay, millis, micros and all. We'll be using delay, in which we'll be passing the number of milliseconds as the argument, so that the function will be paused for the certain number of milliseconds. And we have mathematical functions like minimum, maximum, absolute value and constraint. Then we have serial communication functions. These are crucial in Arduino programming. So firstly, we have serial.begin. In the parameter, we'll be giving a baud rate. So it initializes the serial communication with a specified baud rate. What serial communication is and what is meant by baud rate, let us see. So serial communication is the process of transmitting the data one bit at a time. It is used to communicate between the Arduino board and the computer or any other devices. Baud rate is the rate at which the information is transferred in a communication channel. It is represented as bits per second, BPS. And then we have serial.print of data or serial.println of data, which outputs the data to the serial monitor in the Arduino IDE, and serial.read will read a byte of incoming serial data. Then we have random number functions to generate a pseudo random number, and we have string functions where we can create an empty string or we can convert a numerical value to a string, and we can return the length of string using the string.len function, and we can concatenate or join two strings, and we have array functions like size of array, which returns the size of an array, and array indexing to access the elements. Thank you for watching.